Swamp Harbour. I've been listening to Swamp Harbour for like 4 years now. The shit's very good. I kind of see it like if Return of the Drifter is the UK's Illmatic, this is our country's the infamous Mobb Deep. As much of a difference in years there is between those albums. If you know Cult of the Damned and all them, this is Stinking Slumrock and Bisc. Stinking Slumrock, he's a slimy bastard, but he's about having a good time usually. Bisc on the other hand, he's stuck in Babylon constantly. He'll do any man dirty. He'll rob females. They make a good team anyway. And of course they got Sammy Z, Sam Zircon on the beats. And this production, brother, is some of the most underrated in the game. It fucking weighs on you like it's grueling. The fucking bass man, the fucking mad shit going on, all that demented jazzy shit. It all culminates to reflect this fucked up mind state round ends. So gritty and dirty and fucking underground. Their attitudes are totally morally bankrupt. On some songs it's subtle, but the point is that these men are too far gone. The reoccurring motif of this album is that they need to escape from the swamp. The swamp just being the ends down London. Hardened man saying braggadocious shit, giving into this lifestyle because they have to. It's protection until they can get out. But it's only a hope, you know. They've grown to identify with the swamp and feel an allegiance with it, it being all they've ever known. And look, this isn't a fresh concept in rap music by any means, but it's just demonstrated so well on this shit. And all the sleazy sexual shit, there ain't no love. You got lyrics like, can't recognize your hoe but I know a throat. These men can't show something as vulnerable as love. It's just pure using girls and objectification, you get me? And you know, that might seem a little tasteless to some of you, but that's the point. This is the reality. These men are stuck in the Babylon maze. If you don't get it, I don't know if I'll be able to make you get it, to be honest, but I'm here to try. I said earlier, slumrock is usually about having a good time. Not on this album. On this album he's scum-maxing. He's being humorous, but it's all said with such conviction and comes off way more real and scummy. Whenever I am in a not positive mood, I relate to this album so heavily. Like it's just how it feels to be subject to Babylon, to be in a poisoned mind state. This album is good for when it's hot and muggy, and also for when it's really cold. The attitude sticks with you all year round. Bisc is the star of the show. I love Slummy, he's the more dynamic rapper and usually he makes better music than Bisc. Like his albums are more consistent than Bisc's are, more thought put into making memorable tracks. His album More Stinking is an absolute classic. Bisc on the other hand, his albums are kind of just like slabs. This is what I've made, this is what you get, I'm just laying it down. That's why he's got like 50 albums. But Bisc just pours his heart out way more than he usually does on this one and claims the spotlight. So many of the best moments on this album were claimed by him. I'm gonna do a track by track rundown starting with No Response, because Heads Roll is more just like an intro. It sets up the grimy, dirty atmosphere perfectly though, and it goes hard and introduces the swamp to us. The first time I heard No Response, I was hooked. The way the intro sets things up to be kind of elated, but then wears off like it was just some drug haze. The way that lurking bass creeps in, all that scraping shit. I think it might be like slowed down guitar, but honestly I have no idea. It's such a creative beat. Way Slumrock introduces himself to the album, exploding into the track with his slimy style. Way the beat switches to match Bisc's flow and then back for Jack Dan's. It's just so good, man. In terms of the substance, the sexism makes itself known immediately and is very, very crass, very blunt, without really any introspection from either Slumrock or Bisc. Really, the only way to contextualize this is through the music. You come to understand that this is being portrayed as scummy rather than glorifying it. But mostly, you'll recontextualize these lyrics later on based on introspection in later tracks. I imagine this song could serve as something of a filter that stops people who can't stomach it from proceeding. The ones that get the hint they're giving us though are rewarded when they stick with the album. Jack Dan's verse is very good as well. It's very like bleak and blunt. That line like, but the flame ain't coming back, feels like the first foreshadowing of the hopelessness within this album. Cold moment. This song is one of the best opening songs on any album. God, it just puts all the pieces in place. It fucking grabs you, smothers you in the sludge. Amazing song. Martial Law is the most grueling song on the whole album. The jazz sample is fucking disgusting. Probably the sludgiest rap song ever made, and it does a great job of convincing you of this swamp metaphor. The fucking cold metallic ringing sound too, the dusty fucking boom bap beat is so good, man. Menacing track, menacing. Real as fuck though. Bisk's verse here is so quotable. Here's some shit that I like. What you was doing, bitch, just cracking on? I was in the crib with my jacket on, just trying to get my peas up. I'm not a bitch, I won't lay down and be fucked. That's some real shit. Playing crack 'em on, trying to catch 'em all. Stacking Jenga till I crash and fall. So fucking real. This stark realism. Being at the bottom of the barrel of society. Bitter and fucked up. Making no progress. Probably the greatest example of the boys being morally reprehensible on this album is on this track when Slummy starts his verse with, I had this hoe in a stranglehold. I don't know why, it must be all this Remy in my zone. I think it's interesting the song starts with Bisk's verse, which is about struggling to get by and living with a low quality of life. And Slumrock follows this verse with a verse about being in this hedonic rot, a drunken madness with multiple women who he mistreats. Within this is the line, I be only out to float out here, which I take to mean that he has to do this to get by. The numbing, the attention, the scummy misuse of power. He needs all of this simply not to sink. That's the point he's at in life. Trellion is perfectly suited for this track, being the strange miscreant that he is. Totally mentally vacant, talking eerily about his wasteman activities and the very limited time he sees ahead of himself on this planet. And Lee Scott demonstrates a nihilism that is very in character for the album. Next we move on to Cantaloupe Island, which is just the ultimate expression of rage, I swear. Bisk sounds like he's drunk and he's just pouring his heart out. Some of the lyrics in other contexts I would say they are generic, but it's the fucking delivery, man. He's shouting like, I rap part-time but I live this shit every day. Again, an amazing jazz horn sample on here. I don't know what exactly it is, but fuck me, it hits so hard. That kind of cathartic, ethereal ringing in the mix. I have no idea what to call it, but it's amazing. I can't even describe the way it makes me feel really, but it's profound. Such genuine and real hatred and anger and spite. Where he spits, little bitch, I taught you how to build spliffs. Filled with such vitriol at being betrayed. It sounds like he's totally pissed spitting this line. Slurring the words a little, like he's spitting, like literally spitting while rapping. Song just feels like all of the rage and hatred and pain they've experienced surfacing in this moment of drunkenly losing control. I'm just in awe listening to it. Some lines that really shine a light into the depths of Bisk's mind here, like, before I lost my mind, bitch, I used to fly. And in the clouds, like, sometimes I like to hide from the sunshine. I also really like the part like, so you wanna be a killer, see? Well, I hope you don't sleep. I hope you don't like go and sleep. Really, this line just speaks volumes about how troubled Bisk's mind is. He's like almost laughing at this moment out of pure stress, which is finding the opportunity to finally surface. Slummy here, he's on some belittling shit. Like you couldn't survive out here, you fucking leak. You wouldn't last a fucking minute out here, you fucking idiot. A trope you see in a lot of rap music, but here you just believe it. The tone of everything is so heavy, so real. Look at all this shit you said, and now look at how stupid you look. Mugged, left hurt and bleeding, dying on the cold concrete. And then we have Pelican Beach. This is the song where the album is being totally honest with its intentions. Such a strong level of catharsis. It exposes the lad's vulnerabilities. Up to now on the album, they've just been tough, handling shit, such rage and stress. There's complicated reasons for why they act the way they do. Slumrock sounds like he's repentant. Bisk sounds completely used up. When I'm real sucked into this album, this song makes me teary-eyed. Slummy doesn't have a verse on this song. It's something more of a hook or chorus. Here's an excerpt I like. I don't know why God made me this way. Sitting on the harbour, counting days. These lines are in complete opposition to the attitude he's maintained across the whole album until now. The sadness of this track is palpable, but it's letting out emotions that have been bottled up. And then Bisk's verse, it's amazing. The portion I am about to read is likely the most emotional part of the album. Everybody sees, no one knows what goes on. Like, bitch, get your clothes on. I'm ready to leave, where's the keys? I do shit you'll never believe. Trying to get it all back with my head in the trees. Plus I need to keep up with my medical needs. Forever in grief, thinking about Pelican Beach, where the sun don't shine and it's many degrees. Pull up to the side, drive slow. Pull up to the side, drive slow. Pull up to the side, drive slow. It feels like he's gonna fucking explode any second. And with the repetition of pull up to the side, drive slow, it feels like that's what's really happening. He's losing his fucking shit. King Grub verse works well as well. He's inwardly contemplating why he does the shit he does, if he has good nature within him, but ultimately he settles for the little he has and makes no changes to his life. He won't lie to you. He spends his days boozing, taking drugs, feeling like shit, really debasing his personal standards of life. But this is yet another way of floating. But where he's going, he'll only float until he sinks into the swamp, you know. He's not going anywhere. In the City Part 3 is just absolutely demonic. Probably the staple of the album. That fucking crazy ominous sample. I can never tell if it's someone's voice or a trumpet or something. It's absolutely demented. The way it stretches across the choruses is fucking iconic. Love the way the track just fucking thumps as well. I think this might be the best showcasing of the fuckery of their environment on the album. We're looking around them now. It's not just Bisc and Slumrock that feel the ways that have been expressed on this album. It's everyone. Now you may further understand the mentality in this album, now that you have been met with the stark reality of how large this is. It's not just Slumrock and Bisc and Sammy Z, it's the whole inescapable place that reinforces all of this. Everyone here has that underlying desire to escape, but there's priorities. You get careless and expose yourself a little in this environment, and you're done. You'll get found in the swamp, head drowned in the junk. The ominous sound that soars over the track is the sound of the city, like it's the groan of some horrible monster, all its inhabitants stuck in the belly of this beast. If you get this album, then the outro to this song is one of the most depressive and reflective parts of the whole thing. It's like a now you understand moment. The lyrics on this song are just so like matter of fact. They're so used to this shit. While the city sleeps, their nitties creep through the gritty streets. Never skip a scene, never miss a beat. Eyes always open, you know. Always aware, always ready. Slip and you're done. Next we have Frank's, where the bass goes fucking insane. And it's got this little sound on the beat like water dropping on pipes and echoing. There's a sense of danger to this track beyond any of the others. All of the verses are taken by Slumrock. Bisc is just doing hooks. Slummy is serious on this track. He fucking kills it. You just get the impression this man is prepared to do anything, that he will do it and get it done with. I wouldn't get in his way, I'll say that much. This track convinces me of how much of an unstoppable threat he's been trained to be. He's made it this far, he knows a thing or two. He knows how to maneuver and get shit done. I feel like in a lot of moments, Slummy has played more of a supportive role on this album, like on Pelican Beach for example. So it's cool he gets this solo track here, and he really goes all out. The shit is fierce. Whole Grain is like a moment of perfect clarity about their situation. They gotta find their way out, but they gotta be waste man just to survive in this environment. It's swim or sink. I'm repeating myself a bit at this point, but the tracks kind of demonstrate this truth in different lights, different angles of looking at the swamp. With this track in particular though, it has a sense of nearing rock bottom and being overcome by a sense of urgency. I've got to get out. I've got to fucking get out, and soon. Here's the chorus. I'ma stay up when the rain's down. I'm just trying to find my way round. Make plans till the day drowns. I'm just trying to find my way out. I know you say you stay down, but I ain't trust a bitch since the playground. I'm just trying to find my way out before the smoke clears and I fade out. Really an extremely cold track, quite toned back compared to the other songs. It definitely took me the longest to appreciate this song, but now I see it as a critical and essential piece of the album. It's cold as fuck. If the album didn't have this song, it would lose so much. And part of this is that Whole Grain only makes Zip Ties that more depressing. There's no reflection at all in Zip Ties, no desire to escape, and no hope. They've been claimed by the swamp. They have the attitude of a couple demons on this track. The beat is so devoid of any life, just pure lethargy and bad vibes. Just this messy, sludgy muddle, like a fucked up mind. Their deliveries are so worn out and genuinely strange, like their souls are missing. The most fucked up thing about this song is the kind of malicious smile it has. The track is utterly ghostly and harrowing. It's like they're condemned. They've been defeated. Escape isn't even a pipe dream anymore. It's just full embrace of Babylon and degradation and addiction and crime and heartlessness. The album is a struggle to retain one's soul, and ultimately they lose. That's the kind of shit this album is on. Much to be learned from it. There's just this great unhappiness that the album ends on. And then it goes into this instrumental part that I feel just reflects the massiveness of this whole experience. I think this album is incredibly deep. Personal and vulnerable moments get twisted by a need to seem strong. It is a man's self-defense mechanism. It's possible you have to be male to understand this music. Really, I can't see any gal listening to this. I look at this and I see myself and most men I've ever known in it. I know these songs so thoroughly, but I'm careful about putting them on nowadays. They're just so powerful and can totally destroy a positive mood I'm in. Everything in this album synergizes perfectly. They're both the most suited rappers ever to be spitting on these beats. And for features, they brought in the all-stars of Scum. All these men are perfect for this album as well. Jack Dan's usually known to spit on some pretty wild stuff himself. Trellion being the father of this deranged shit with North Luna and all that. Lee Scott, he can just spit on anything really, can't he? And King Grub, that man is totally apathetic by nature. They all fit very well. The album is emotionally devastating. I think the real key to this album is empathy. I just feel so bad for the boys that they have to contend with all of this. Despite them being such self-admittedly scummy people, you relate to them. You want the best for them. Every track is utterly perfect in my opinion, and I think it's one of the best albums ever made. Hopefully this review has been coherent enough to demonstrate why, but really you have to hear it. A lot of the depth and emotion is in the delivery, and surprise surprise, in actually hearing the music. I could bang on about it a lot more, but it would mostly be me saying some shit's good, but you can't hear it, so doesn't really demonstrate anything, does it? Go listen to the album if this has been interesting to you. But yeah, that's about it for this review. Big up Swamp Harbour. Subscribe to the Catman Show. Leave a like, leave a comment. Goodbye.